with much longer.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the DBToxic podcast. We've got a special one for you guys today. We've got a special guest once again, my grandma.
There she is.
Mm-hmm.
Live.
How are you doing
No,
today?
not live.
I'm still alive.
You're still alive? That's what's important.
You want to
Yeah.
share that? How old you are? Do you remember?
I'm 102.
Whoa! Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
All right.
22.
Well, let's talk about this. So I am glad you decided to help us out because I know things we're going to talk about are rough or raw or
You,
not things we want to really dwell on, right?
no, I don't want to talk about any of that.
Okay. So you watched our first episode, right?
Yes.
So DBToxic is about being honest with ourselves
Mm-hmm.
and working on ourselves.
Yep.
For me to work on myself, when you called me toxic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you called your mom and dad, us,
Mhm.
toxic.
Called a lot of
It
people
made me
toxic.
think about, okay, how do I not be toxic? How do I work on myself?
Mm-hmm.
And whether that's being critical, negative, being my self-confidence, anxiety, all the different things that whoever I am, a big part of what we are, who we are, is what we grew up in. So I wanted to interview you, not to hash out your traumas, because I know there was a lot, but to find my place in all that. So whatever you're not comfortable talking with, I understand you don't have to. Should we talk about the camera contest first before that? Before we get too
Yeah,
deep?
you had an idea. I didn't even know you guys did this, but when you and Mom went to Florida for like some kind of wedding.
Yeah, we went down to the Keys for a wedding
Mhm.
last year in March. It was awesome. I'd never been to Florida. You've been to Florida, right?
I've been there 4 times.
Yeah,
I love Florida.
Yeah.
Florida's
That's where all the
beautiful.
retirement people go. How
A
come we
lot
don't
of them
find your
do
place
from
there?
New York,
Yeah. How come we don't find your place there?
too far away from
On the beach.
family.
Yeah. So,
You want to
I'm
show
like-
off your shirt? Off your cool
oh
shirt?
gosh, I know. I
Speak
got
for
my
us.
Florida shirt on. It's Keys Fisheries in Marathon Keys. That
I have my
was
Seattle shirt on.
yeah.
I have a Yellowstone shirt on. Different places
Yay.
in America.
Traveled the
Places
world.
we've gone. So what we decided when my wife and I were in the Keys, we went down to Key West like 3 or 4 times. I loved going down there. We stayed in Marathon. We'd drive down to the Keys and do things and check out the sites. And then we'd drive up to Key Largo, I think it was.
Oh,
It was where
that's
the
me.
wedding was. That's where the wedding was. And so we were in the middle there. That was nice. It was convenient. But when we were in Key West, I saw all these places where stickers were, and there's stickers all over the place.
Yeah, bars
So-
and coffee shops and whatnot.
Yeah, all over the place. So I put up some stickers. If you can't see that,
Upside down.
can you see those? Da-da-da.
That's so cool.
There's a red one and a black one. And so I put 3 of these, at least 3 of these, in different places in Key West. So the idea is if you can find where these stickers are, 3 of them, take a picture of it, and then send it to our email, dave@dbtoxic.com or noah@dbtoxic.com.
Yeah. Dave and Noah.
All 3 pictures, and proving that you found them. And then, because I remember where 2 of them are, I can't really remember where the third
You don't
one
even
is.
remember?
I think I know. We were walking, and I was like, oh, I'm going to put a sticker here. And then we are going to give you a video camera. So we had already talked about our adventures trying to get this thing running, right?
Yeah.
And we have these video cameras that did not do what we needed to do. And I can't really return them. Got them on Amazon and whatnot, and I don't even want to deal with all that headache of doing returns. So this will be a nice giveaway. Perfectly functional. Everything's here. And somebody can get a camera. So
Yeah.
if you happen to live in that area or if you're down there on vacation, be a little treasure hunt for
Take a
you.
look.
So there you go.
I can't
One
believe you're
camera.
making them find all three. That's evil.
I think it'd be fun.
It might be fun for half an hour.
You might stumble upon them and you're like, oh, I remember.
It's stumble
Or
upon
somebody
one of
will
them.
know somebody down there and be like, go find these.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. All right. So, enough of that. Let's get into the meat of today.
Meat in the potatoes.
So, I thought we've kind of mentioned my history, growing up in that wonderful atmosphere of an alcoholic father, kind of a crazy guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And didn't you say that too? You told me that he was actually diagnosed schizophrenic as a teen or
Yeah,
something.
paranoid schizophrenic when he was like 15.
And how'd you find that out?
I don't remember.
From his parents?
Probably his mom.
From his mom?
That's rough because schizophrenia is no joke, man. That's
Well, there you go, Noah.
I mean, holy crap. Schizophrenia is probably one of the.
So I had started to do an interview. I can't remember why I started this. Maybe it was because of this thing, the DBToxic thing, and I want to kind of just
Oh,
figure
so you've
it
already
out.
been interviewing
So I
them?
had all these notes, and I'm just going to go over them, and you can pop in there, clarify if I don't have it right. But so you and Pops, my dad, you guys met in '64,
Yep.
and you didn't waste any time having me, did you?
65.
Well, yeah, you did. So you met, and how long after you met did you get married?
3 months.
3 months. So really took some time and filtered that dude out before you jumped in both feet, huh?
Yep.
I mean, times have changed, though, because that used to be pretty common back then.
You think? I don't think so.
Yeah, a lot of people were getting married right out of high school, right out of the gate.
Women did.
Yeah.
A lot of men went into the service or they went to college.
In the 60s?
Yes.
Okay.
And women got married.
Yeah, times were different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk
And I
about...
don't think that birth control was even.
What's that got to do with anything? Oh, because of me.
Yeah, because
I
you
don't
exist,
think there
yeah.
was any
Anything
birth
other
control.
than
Or I
I
wanted to
mean,
be, right?
condoms must have existed. at
Yeah,
least.
there was condoms.
Don't
Oh,
touch things. You're going to mess something up. Are you nervous?
I wanted to.
Drink it. Stop.
Yeah, it's soft.
Okay. So you... Oh, man. Where'd you meet?
I met through a girl I worked with
And you worked at... I think I had it written down here.
at a fountain, a soda fountain.
I had a soda fountain.
Worked at a soda fountain?
Yeah, Snyder's
that?
Drug, right?
Yep.
What is a soda fountain?
Where it was food, meals, sandwiches, and then sundaes,
Oh.
malts, shakes.
Okay, so
things
it's
Do you
just
remember
like-
that candy shop in Billings that had
Sundays.
the ice cream area? Kind of like that.
Oh, okay. That's
Now
cool.
they don't have soda fountains anymore.
Did Woolworths have one?
Yeah, Woolworths did.
Yeah. People used to hang out there. Like in Back to the Future.
Oh, those places were so cool. I love that aesthetic.
So you guys met there, and you actually met through your friend who is...
Marlene.
Marlene, who is his sister?
Cousin.
Okay. So you met shortly after getting out of... Oh, so he had just gotten out of
He had just
prison?
gotten paroled from prison, which I didn't know until after we got married, because he didn't get permission. And they came knocking on the door one night, the parole officer, saying, "What's going on? You didn't get permission to get married."
You had to get permission to get married?
Yeah, he had to get permission to even buy a car.
Okay. What did he do? Or do you know?
What he says and what he did is two different things. He
Okay.
never told the truth, so I don't know.
Okay. So you were 17 and you moved in. When you turned 18, you got married?
A week later.
A week later.
Wow.
Yeah. So some of this stuff I don't know at all.
He went to jail the night we got married.
Oh, really?
They took him to jail that night?
Yeah,
for
because
breaking his...
They wouldn't let him in the bar. There was a bunch of us that went to the bar, and I got in the bar.
Underage?
Yes. But they wouldn't let him in, and he was like 22. But they wouldn't let him in.
Oh, man.
So he got into a fight. So he got arrested.
So he's on parole, and he gets in a fight, and he... we're going to have to get you a fiddle thing spinner or some fidget spinner. So I didn't know this. He is on parole, gets in a fight, goes to jail. How long did he...
I don't remember, but he was in the workhouse. I know they had what's called a workhouse where you could get out to do your job, but you had to go there every night after work and spend the night.
Okay. Did you live there too then?
In the workhouse?
Yeah.
No.
No! How dare you even assume?
Where'd you stay?
At home.
With your mom and dad?
No.
What home? You guys had a home?
Yeah, we had an apartment above a bank,
Oh, yeah, I have that.
which got
So-
robbed one time.
Oh,
So
no.
And
this was
so-
in Robbinsdale?
Yeah.
Main Street above dry cleaners. It says dry cleaners. But bank on corner was robbed.
Yeah.
Did
And
you
then
live
the
above the
FBI
bank or the dry cleaners?
Well, maybe it was dry cleaners, but I know that when the bank got robbed, the FBI came to the door asking if we knew anything about it.
Oh, really?
Because we used to always go out the window onto the roof.
Oh, and just sit.
Well, yeah, because we didn't have a yard,
Right.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody went out on the roof.
That's cool, though.
That's cool. All right. So what else? Noah, what questions do you have? There's just from when they met and got married in that 3 months.
got
The
married.
adventure begins, right?
I mean, I don't really have any questions because I am just so happy I did not make that same mistake with she, who
Yeah.
will not be named,
right?
because, oh man, I've been so
There
much
was
happier
time when you
just on
thought
my own.
about though, didn't you?
I was getting to the point, it had been about a year and a half, and I was like, that's plenty of time. Maybe I should start, because my friend Nano from work was telling me, he was telling me how easy it is to actually buy a ring, because I didn't realize you could actually make payments on a ring and take out, like, a loan to pay for the ring.
Don't go in debt.
No,
Ever. Stay
no,
out of debt.
no.
No
Yeah, I
matter
would
what.
be-
No matter what the situation. Debt sucks.
And because I
I'm
didn't buy
paying
that
for it.
ring, now I'm not a single cent in debt
Right.
to anything.
What's the rule when it comes to supposed to be buying an engagement ring? It's like
Yeah, about
2
a
months
month and
or-
a half salary.
2 months
That's
to
how
3
much you
months.
spend on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
A month and a half salary.
Yeah.
get some
That's a
diamond
waste.
dust.
Yeah, she broke up with me just at the perfect time because I was considering it.
Oh man.
I know.
My
Oh.
ring, I had a band. It cost $16 at that time.
What?
Was it gold?
It was gold and silver.
That's-
Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Just a little band.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He didn't have a ring.
Do you still have it?
I don't remember what happened to it. I
Melted
think
it
Dina
down?
had it and lost it.
Oh, okay. So, wow, so much happened. Marlene introduced you. Why do I have a note that Grandma was awful down here?
I was awful.
No, it just says Grandma was awful. Was that your mom?
Or or
My
your
mom
mother-in-law?
and dad are a product of their race, too.
Yeah.
I think we all are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they didn't like him.
Oh, no. No, they didn't like him at all.
And your dad did. Yeah, okay. We'll move on from that. So, no, I don't know why that thing keeps blinking, but it's bugging me.
It's just your laptop, I think. I'm
Is
not
it?
Sure.
No, it's the signal to the... I hope this is working. I'll be very upset. Okay. Birth. I was born in Minnesota.
Yes, I had a very hard
What, you
time
were
with
born
you.
in Montana?
No,
Robbinsdale,
Born in
north of
Minnesota?
Minneapolis.
North Minneapolis,
So that was Hennepin Hospital,
Hennepin County.
Hennepin County.
But you were born in North Memorial Hospital.
Oh yeah.
And so
So
was Dita.
okay.
I
So was
remember
that where
one time
Prince is from?
Prince was from North Minneapolis, but he ended up living south. Chanhassen is south.
Okay.
That's where he's from.
We're Prince fans, huh?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Are you?
I'm a Prince fan. I mean, he was before my time, but
First,
I mean,
First Avenue Bar downtown. It used to be Uncle Sam's, and before that, it was a bus depot.
Oh.
oh,
See?
what?
You're talking graffiti. In Graffiti Bridge, the movie, they used that bar, I think, for the movie.
Oh, okay.
But when I went there,
Purple
whose
Rain.
wedding was it that I went to? And my cousin Johnny took me down there. But we went to
Kim's wedding.
Was it? Yeah, Kim's. And we went downtown there, and we went to this place, and just missed BB King. We just got down there, and BB King was just getting
Oh,
done.
you showed me some of BB King.
And then we went to, I think, the bar, Prince's Bar, and we were in there. It was pretty dead that night. I went to go up these stairs, and this big bouncer dude like stopped me. He's like, "Hey, you can't go up there." And I was like, "Why not?" And he's like, "You got to be a member." And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "So, how much to be a member?" He's like, $2,000 or something. Which,
What?
well, that ain't really that much,
That-
for people that have a crap load of money.
Yeah, it's not that much if you're rich. Yeah.
$2,000
Change.
$2,000 to go upstairs.
Oh
Yeah,
my
but then you
gosh.
get the hobnob, right?
You get
Anyway.
to sit down.
You get
Guess
to
so.
sit down. Yeah, downstairs was like standing room.
And
But
you stand up.
so let's get back to the story here. In Robbinsdale, I was born, and then you lived there in North Minneapolis. in
Oh, we lived all
one.
over.
I know we moved way too much. 1-bedroom house, tiny place, right?
Tiny place.
Let's talk about the labor. You said it was very
72 hours of hard labor.
yeah. And you said my arm came out first. They had to push me back in, and then
Yeah.
they didn't do C-sections.
They didn't do C-sections back then.
So
Really?
I'm not even born, and I'm already having trauma.
Okay.
I'm like, hey,
I don't think you could call that trauma. It's probably more trauma to her than you.
Yeah,
you were in a lot of pain, probably.
72
Yeah.
hours?
And Dick told me, quit yelling. I can hear you all the way down the end of the hall.
Oh, man.
Real
I don't-
sympathetic, huh?
I don't
That was his
care.
name? His name was Dick?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
fitting.
that's short
That's
for
fitting.
Richard. And oh gosh, so and I remember this at Dina's funeral. I started out the eulogy when I spoke. I was like, "We were raised by a dick, not in just name only." And that was the way I started. And I heard Gene, my uncle. He's like, "Oh," or
He
made
does
some
a
noise
stupid
like,
laugh. He's
"Whoa!" He's like,
Seth Rogen laugh.
like, that's one hell of a way to start out a eulogy. Right?
Man, I wish I could have been there.
Oh, so 72 hours. That now isn't there a story? I think I remember you telling me about something about Gene and Dad driving you to the hospital.
Oh, yeah. And she said, which one is your husband? And I said, the one in blue. And they both had blue on.
But weren't they speeding and arguing
very.
the whole time?
It's going very, very fast. Said, I always wanted to get picked up when I had a pregnant lady in the car,
Mm-hmm.
But he never got stopped.
So he was bummed out by that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Jean drove.
Gene,
And then Joanne and Joyce took care of you until Mom and Dad came down and got you. Oh,
What?
no, that was
No.
when I had Dina.
yeah, chill. You're jumping the
Okay.
gun there.
Yeah, you're not born yet.
Okay.
You're-
So I was getting born that. Okay. So
Okay.
let's go. We lived in there. Dad, took to hospital. Okay, shoulder first, push back. Didn't tell if I could have passed. What do you mean by that? The hospital didn't tell you?
Did your heart stop beating at some point?
I don't know.
I've heard that's a thing.
What?
They said they had to cut Mom.
Oh, they cut
Saddle block, 10-inch needle. Too late to get.
This is terrifying.
It's too late to. It was too late to get an epidural.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
no.
us guys are
called a saddle
pussies
block.
compared to women, I think. And be like trying to pee a golf ball or something.
Our hole is also a lot smaller and isn't meant to expand.
Well, a lady's hole is like that.
Yeah, but it's meant to. I'm gonna get canceled. Never mind. I'm stop talking.
We're gonna get canceled. We're getting too graphic.
They say that when a man passes a kidney stone, because they can be like that big.
Yeah, as a man that is a proud man that has had a kidney stone.
You had a kidney stone.
I had a
didn't you?
kidney stone. Drink water. Drink water.
A lot of water.
A lot
It's
of
the
water.
worst pain I'm probably going to experience my whole life.
Really?
Yeah, they
Yeah, you met-
compare
I had to
that
meet you at the
a man
doctor's.
having a baby.
Okay. Lots of pain. Dad yelled. You said that right. Shut the F up. Can hear you at the end of the hall. A real sympathetic guy, huh? Okay, so you stayed in the hospital for a week, and he
Well-
didn't go get her to take her home.
No,
Frank and Lou took you home.
yeah, I had to get a ride home.
So Frank and Lou was my
His
grandparents,
mom and
his
dad.
mom and dad.
Were they decent?
And no one
Yes,
knew where he
very
was.
nice.
They were very nice people.
He was at the bar all the time I was in.
Nobody
the
knew where he was,
hospital.
though. They couldn't find him.
Well, they found he eventually came home. He was out drinking.
Oh, gosh. Nice. So when you got a ride, did they take you to your place?
Yes.
That little place? That little tiny house then?
Yes.
And where was that? North Minneapolis?
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah, we live north Minneapolis most of the time.
Okay. All right. So was there any more movements? So from when you met, you lived above the dry cleaners, the bank got robbed. When did you move from there to the little tiny place?
I don't remember.
Was there anything else in between there?
No.
Okay. Mom stayed week and also Grandma Helen came over every day for a week to help take care of me.
Yes.
So your mom.
And cook dinner.
Mm-hmm. And Dad was did drywall work at this
He
time.
rocked.
Yeah.
He didn't tape then, he just rocked.
Okay.
And he worked for Carol.
So from birth to 5 months, we moved to an apartment in Fridley, sometime between, right? In Fridley, Minnesota.
Then we lived on Hillside.
Fridley came up.
Yeah, but that was at the end.
So
That was
by the time I was 1, we
by
lived in
the
Fridley.
time we were 6. You were 6 months old.
Uh-huh.
We moved to California even
California. Huh.
to
So
live with other cons. That he,
Wait.
No.
When?
you were 6 months old.
Oh. So we moved to California?
So we'd probably move
Oh, birth to 5 months, moved to an apartment in Fridley, Minnesota.
you keep saying that.
And then between then and 1 year or whatever, we ended up in
California.
California.
I didn't stay there long.
So at what point in time did you got? Yeah.
Oh, wait, I have it here. Showed up one day. So Dad showed up one day and he says, "We're moving."
Yeah.
5 months old. I was 5 months old. Get in the car. We're going to California. Couldn't get along with people and wanted to leave whenever something. And he left that night. So he couldn't get along with people and you're like, we're out of here. Was somebody after him or something? Okay.
Are you guys running from the law?
Yeah, it's always possible, huh?
That's always possible. But what? I don't remember.
I was gonna make a note to cut that out, but that's funny. That's
No, we
funny.
can't. We can't. We were like, we got okay. A fleeting thought. So we headed to California. You left behind all the furniture, your dishes, your clothes,
Everything.
food in the fridge, etc. So you don't know what
Got
brought
all-
this on? Why all of a sudden we're out of here?
I never ask questions. You don't ask questions.
You didn't ask
of
him
a
questions.
crazy man.
Oh,
You never got the truth anyway.
Yeah. So he was drunk a lot, it sounds like.
Drunk every day.
Didn't want mom to have friends. What's that about?
I couldn't have friends. I couldn't see my family. He was very jealous of you.
Of me? No, I think you did bring that up. And he
Joseph.
wouldn't come home at nights. So basically you were on your own. Down there. Okay.
Because you guys moved to California, you're no longer living close to your mother or father-in-law. So all of the help that you had raising him before went out the window because you guys moved away from all of that. So now you really were just all by yourself. Oh, man.
Yeah, I have a note here. You brought up that he didn't like you having friends and stuff. So before moving, he came home and saw mom talking to neighbor ladies.
Oh, I was laying out in the sun, and I had the window cracked so that if you cried, I could hear you. And
So he came home and he didn't say anything. I'm in crib. I was in the house napping. You were just talking about that. Then Ma hears me crying and goes and finds me with throw up in the crib.
yep, and I think he did something. What he did, I don't know.
Dad didn't do anything, sitting in living room, didn't say a thing. Ma took care of me. So you think he did something? How would you throw up?
Shove his
You
fingers
don't
down
just-
your throat or something? Try to make you shut up?
So I'm like not even a year, and I'm
you're just months old.
being abused.
How did you turn out okay?
You never think. Oh. Well, I'm surprised I am where I am or who I am. Now, this kind of brought up a story, and maybe we'll end this episode with this and stuff. I went through a lot, and this is unfortunately not uncommon in this country. When I went to college in Bartlesville, I worked at a shelter, temporary shelter for
really?
kids, right?
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, I was going to be like a child psychologist or adolescent, something. I was in college for adolescent behavior, psychology, stuff like that. But then I had, we weren't supposed to get kids under like 13 or 14. We had two little kids brought into the shelter. Maybe it was just the one. I don't remember exactly. It was brought in, and it was the mom had been hurt and was in the hospital, and the boyfriend had broken the baby's arm. The baby in the crib, broken the kid's arm.
How can
And
you do
everything was
that?
in the hospital as well.
I don't
And it was
understand.
drugs and everything. And so I had this little boy on my lap, and I think he was maybe 8 or 9 or somewhere in that age. I mean, he could talk, so there was a comprehension there, and he was like very distraught, sitting on my lap saying, she said she wasn't going to do this anymore because I think the mom was doing drugs too. And she said she wasn't going to do this anymore and everything. And, in some of that schooling, I was like, it's okay to be angry, let it out, talk it out. And I mean, I never followed that career path. I think because I got burnt out. It's like it never ends. And it was very difficult to deal with. You get burnt out.
Yeah.
And I remember pulling over on the road, I think, after that, and I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, it would take a huge emotional toll. On
Yeah,
the mind,
and I'm a
seeing all that.
crybaby as it is. I cry
Yeah,
at
you
commercials.
Yeah, you are.
So shut up. Okay, sign us off, Noah. We'll call this one, and we'll continue my adventures.
Yeah.
And Ma, I appreciate you
Thank
letting it all out, or as much as you want. And we'll just keep going through the years of my life.
Yeah.
This is your life.
tune in next week. And, leave us a like, subscribe,
God
whatever you want
bless
to do.
all of you.
Yeah, God bless all of you.
Oh, man.